Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews. The latest superhero tentpole hits the big screen, and this time it's the child in a man's body as Billy Batson finds himself turned into the hero DC sued in the 1940s because they thought he was too similar to Superman. Really, look it up. This is Shazam. What I think this movie really accomplishes is capturing the fun of being a superhero. But there's also another message looking at what it means to be a hero. Director David F. Sandberg captures a certain childlike spirit in showing the awe Billy has when gifted with these powers, and also some of the immaturity. Zachary Levi is excellent as the titular superhero, and I bought him as Billy, albeit in a much older looking body. I also have to compliment Jack Dylan Grazer, who plays his best friend Freddy, as he is responsible for some of the movie's biggest laughs. I thought this was a really funny movie, with the script taking full advantage of this concept. The humor allows the film to move along at a good pace, but did not get in the way of the stakes. Although I will say I was shocked at just how brutal it became, with the monsters that take control of the central villain. The movie reminded me a lot of something Chris Columbus might make, with the way it jumps between scenes of levity and surprisingly dark moments, plus other themes that also felt reminiscent of his work. There are quite a few parts where Shazam really goes for the emotions, and it succeeded because I really did grow to care about these characters. The action scenes are decently directed, with a lot of the standard punching and flying and breaking things, but it's especially good in the climax. Without spoiling anything, I'll just say where the story goes made me smile through that entire section. And while the DC movies have started to become more self-contained, this one does include some references and nods to the other films that even enhance the characters, as we see how the feats of these superheroes influence and inspire those on the ground. Overall, I found this to be a funny and entertaining superhero story with likable leads and a good heart. Next up, after 30 years of trying to complete this movie, Terry Gilliam has finally done it. At long last, here is The Man Who Killed Don Quixote. A good portion of Terry Gilliam's work is the perception of reality versus fantasy, and that's part of what I enjoyed about this film. With a filmmaker turned commercial director, Adam Driver's Toby, as the focus, it also takes on a larger meaning about the power of movies, taking ordinary places and people and creating false worlds out of them. Utilizing flashbacks, dream sequences, and a film within a film, Gilliam cleverly takes us on this journey, and there are multiple unexpected turns. Driver is fantastic as Toby, and some of the best parts in The Man Who Killed Don Quixote involve his interactions with Jonathan Pryce as a shoemaker who thinks he really is the man from La Mancha. They're a delightfully mismatched pair, and Driver portrays his frustration so well, but there's also the necessary sympathy for Don Quixote. The most surprising part of the film is that Terry Gilliam's usual visual flourishes don't start to truly manifest until about halfway through. But when they do show up, it's another example of his unfiltered imagination. I did find the third act to be a tad long-winded, as the film separates Driver and Pryce and focuses instead on his relationship with a girl from the local Spanish village, and I was never quite as invested in that. Nonetheless, I still enjoyed watching that section, and Gilliam continues to play up the differences between the modern world and Miguel de Cervantes' time. Most of all, I'm happy he finally got to finish the movie after so many false starts over the years. The wait, I think, has been worth it. Thank you for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.